What is up, everybody? Guy on an Adventure here, and today's vlog is going to be a good one. Today's vlog, I'm going to be reviewing this guy right here. But instead of this being a singular mask review of this Trick or Treat Studios Michael Myers mask from Halloween 1978, which I just picked up at Spirit, it's a 2-for-1 vlog today because I'm going to be reviewing it against the one that I got a year ago from Trick or Treat Studios online. And just right off the bat, you can tell some major differences. First one up right here, see if I can get that light out of the way there. There we go. Is the Trick or Treat Studios Halloween 1978 mask from Spirit Halloween. And overall, looking at this bad boy on all angles on this camera right there, you can see I took the gloves off because I couldn't use the camera on this phone because it wasn't picking up my fingers. This guy right here is an excellent sculpt and an excellent copy. It has really nice hair. The overall paint job is really actually quite superb. There is one difference that I've noticed, but it doesn't knock the quality of this mask. But this guy right here is pretty sweet. I think I paid, it's an upsell, it's like $79.99 if you buy this at Spirit, but I got this guy for a purpose, which I'll explain a little bit later. Layer? What? I will explain you guys layer of the onion. After looking at the great sculpt that Justin Mabry did, the great things about this mask is that you do have the glue lines from the sideburns being torn off, the original Kirk that this is based off of, that they modified to make the mask for the original Halloween. The hair is that excellent hair that these masks are known for coming with. Both my masks, plus my H4 back there, have it. Paint job is really well. I've seen a lot of people complain in the past about a lot of the blue in here and a lot of the peach, and I'll get to that in a second. But what a great paint job. Once again, the glue lines. And the nice part about this, the reason I wanted to get this mask is I had read online somewhere that it was a little bit smaller than this guy. And like I said before, I have a big head, but my mask, my eyes are like in the eyebrows. I wear this mask and it's just a tiny bit smaller. I don't know if, the masters or the molds have changed and, because of shrinkage during one of the times they came out a little smaller. Now, this mask right here probably gets a 7.5. And the reason I say that, and I'll start to get into it, is just a little different than the one I received from Trick or Treat Studios. Sometimes I feel that Trick or Treat Studios, when they get their mask, I don't know whatever reason it may be, tend to be a little bit more high quality than what I can find in the Spirit Halloween. Next up is the same mask, Trick or Treat Studios Halloween 1978 Michael Myers. This one I bought about a year ago on trickortreatstudios.com. It's actually one of the first pre-orders. And I will tell you this, I don't care what anybody says, if you can pre-order a mask from any major mask company, the first copies that I've always received seem to be the best. This thing right here, this is my collector display. When I have my cabinet, this guy right here is going into the cabinet for my H1 display. It is unmodified. It is original from the factory. The eye holes on this guy are amazing. The Nick Castle stretch lip looks great. The cheeks are very pronounced, just like it is on the other one. You have your beautiful glue lines, and the hair on this one is really superb because we all know that the original Michael Myers was a Kirk mask that was modified and had a blonder hair. It looks as if with these ones, they took time to add some light colored hair so it looks like the black spray paint hasn't got the full head of hair. The sculpt on this is phenomenal. The thickness of this pool is great, and overall, I give this mask a 9.5. The reason it's not a 9.5 is because it's not a Psycho or a Nightmare Man from Night Owl Studios, but this thing, I only paid $59.99 online for it. You cannot beat a quality of this mask, even though right now the mask is currently in these stages. Now you see a little bit of the differences. $60, you can't go wrong. Sorry if I'm rambling, but it is true that I am a major fan of these movies, and especially this guy right here. Now we're going to compare the one I got a year ago to today's production copy that I picked up at Spirit Halloween the other day. All right, and here's the guys. So on the left here, Trick or Treat Studio pre-order, Spirit Halloween store purchase. Now we're going to go into the differences between these masks and the production runs, and I'll show you the variances and the details that are prevalent in this mask that might not be prevalent in this mask. So check it out. Okay, even though the lighting in my room isn't the best, first thing I love about my museum quality, as I'll call it, we'll call it museum quality Myers, is that the paint is more of a satin-based paint. It's more like the H4 I've had. It's like the older H2s, like the H2Os. There's not a lot of shine to it, and it really adds to the creepiness value of this mask because it doesn't absorb light into the white so much and reflect, and it adds to the overall creepiness. Whereas, you can tell right here, even though it's in a little different position, this is a much shinier, brighter paint job, and it bounces the light back. Another thing that I like about my museum quality is that the hairline on this is very Kirk-esque because this peak comes forward a little bit. You see that right there? Comes forward a little bit. This right here reminds me of like the stump mask they used in Halloween, the original one. The hairline doesn't just come down, it just comes straight across the top, which is okay. It doesn't take away from the mask. The next thing I had to do, when I got this mask, this mouth was closed. Right here, and you can see it, I had to take a razor blade and notch it out so that the mask would open. And what happened is, when I got it from the store, since this was close, it was pulling this cheek in, so the mask was a little misshapen, but I knew as soon as I released that tension, pop, out came the good old Michael Myers. Now on to the eyes. These eye holes are cut superbly. They follow the original sculpt line very, very, very well. Unfortunately, they did the left eye pretty darn decent. They left a little bit of overhang in there. But you guys see what I see right there? Yep. They swooped instead of pulled and went down, like very prevalent on this one. And that adds to the overall look of the H1 mask. At a fast glance, you don't really notice it, but eventually you do see it. The next thing I'm going to bring up, paint again, but this time the detail. The detail on this is very charcoal-esque. There's not a lot of grouping on the paint, so it doesn't look like it's mass-produced. I would say, literally, I was paying for these masks like $300 20 years ago. Same guys that are now in the company were making these. The sculpt lines of the glue are very prominent, whereas on over this guy, they're not so much. They're very light. There's not a lot. Now check this out. This is a plus for this mask. This is my museum quality mask. We all know that it started out being a Kirk. They left a little bit too much beige for my liking down there, but not so much. On this one, they didn't really do it at all. I think it's a little shot down there. If I can get it to focus. Focus! There we go. A little shot, but other than that, it's not prevalent. A lot of people complained when they first got their pre-release that there was blue in the ears, and it is prevalent on mine. However, I personally don't mind. I know why the artistic purposing of doing that was. This was the Nick Castle stretch, the hero mask. A lot of blue hue lighting was used back in the day, so they wanted to add that creepiness to the light effect. This one, there's no blue at all. So that's kind of cool. All right, like I said, the weathering on this is very charcoal-esque. It's like somebody hand-painted it. Since this one has a shine, even though it's not too bad, the grouping on the detailing looks like somebody took a piece of charcoal, rubbed it on the mask, and then wet cleaned it. It's just grouping a little too much. It's too shiny for my liking. It's very painted on. In this ear, you can see actual brush marks, whereas in my other ear, it's just open to raw flesh. You see how they did that? That's pretty cool. So, overall, this one's a little lower than this guy because this is my display. But I'll tell you why. I got this guy, and you probably already know the answer. One last shot of the two. Museum quality on that side, which I absolutely love. It's a great mask. And this great fun party time Michael Myers mask, the mask that I'm not afraid to take out and wear and deteriorate and get hands-on with and have a good time with it. In fact, my nephew Elijah has already worn it. He's enamored with it. He likes it. So I would absolutely say display case, non-display case, but what a great product. What a great quality product. So with that being said, I am totally satisfied with both masks for the reasons that they exist in my collection. Display, wearer. Guys, go to trickortreatstudios.com. Pick up the pick up the 2018 Halloween Michael Myers mask too, because I bought one from the company back years ago, which I no longer have, and it was more amazing than the ones I've seen in Spirit Halloween. But go to trickortreatstudios.com and go buy their Halloween 1978 Michael Myers mask. Get them while they're hot. You're going to still get great quality. The production has not gotten lower. Like I said, it just has some minute flaws. When they always do a first production run, it seems that there's always a little bit more care in them, and that's why we do the pre-orders and we get good copies. So, happy, successful purchases. I like both masks for the reasons stated, and I can't say and highly recommend these masks over any other Myers mask out there. Great quality, and the plus thing about that is, even though I have a big head, and I said it before, if you go to the store and you can find these new smaller copies, and they maybe have these same markings, shinier paints, try them out. I know some guys want the bigger copies and they don't have them right now. Well, you gotta look around and shop. But for a daily wearer, the problem of the quality mask, the museum quality, was people said it was too large. And even myself, I mean, I could wear it, but I kind of looked like a bobblehead. This one is very comfortable. I still have a little bit of space, so it'd fit a slightly larger head, but happy as a clam. These masks rate highly in my collection, so like I said, if you get a chance, please go pick them up. Well, with that, guys, I know I've been rambling for a while because we are talking about a subject that I love very much, mask collecting, especially Michael Myers. But it would really help out if you go over to Instagram and follow me over there, at Guy on Adventure, one word, all lowercase. Also, like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell so you get notified when I upload the rest of the rest. This is Guy on Adventure, and me and these guys right here are going to have to say over and out.